Hello and welcome to another episode on my channel. Let's not drag this for too long and jump right into it. It has been a lot of time since I last made a video. It was about 1 month and some weeks since my last video about an update of my game. So to talk about what I've progressed, we should start with the visible one, and that is basically I increased the size of the UI. I increased the size of every element in the UI by quite a lot. I thought that this was really needed as I'm planning to soon remove the background completely, and because this game is mainly oriented again around the UI, that means that the things that are in the focus should be way larger. With that being said, let's go to the modifications I made. What I worked on mainly was the battle part and the unit selection and unit stats. I also made some minor bug fixes, but yeah, those weren't anything relevant or anything interesting to talk about. First of all, if you remember in my previous video, I added some text related to your units being stronger or weaker in some zones. For now, I removed the weakness. I kept the strength in certain zones, but I also implemented the back end of it. So now it's not only the text that you will see that a unit is stronger or weaker in a zone, but you will actually have its stats modified. For example, let's take the flatland, which is the first territory. Here we will have 3 units of 3 different types. If we attack this zone, here you can see again the UI increased, and therefore you have made more. I will have more space for more information. And here you can actually see the bonus for each item or each character, and their stats increase. Currently the bonus is actually only damage increase, but I have plans to give other types of bonuses. Currently I just reduced it to damage, but that can be expanded anytime. So for example, here you will be able to see that my items will have the exact same stats, nothing changed there. Okay, let's see a different zone where there might be differences as well. For example, I can see that most of these locations are flatlands, so nice randomization there. But let's go into the forest. The forest is actually the place where the warriors or the sword is the strongest. So before, for example, in the flatland, you can see that the sword had 12 health and 2 damage. Well, if you go in the forest and you attack, you will notice that the sword has 12 strength and 3 damage. Also, the bow's damage decreased to 2 from 3 because bows are strong on flatland, but in the forest, warriors are king. So yeah, basically now if you select your army, again is the same thing, you just click on it. I'm considering to implement a drag and drop feature, but that is not really important because you can easily select your units like this, and because of that I will just postpone it for when I will be making some quality of life changes as well. Okay, so basically if you selected your army and you're fine with it, you can press on the begin button, and here you will see that the view changed. Because all the information needed is in the previous screen, I decided that I do not need to replicate that screen here as well. If you've seen in my previous video, the information displayed here was exactly the same as in the battle setup view. Now I opted to change this, and here you can see on the left side of every item you can see the health, and on the right you can see the damage. Currently it's just this. There might be some other things. I know it doesn't look the best. I spent quite some time to see how I could represent the damage and the health values without distorting the images too much, I couldn't come up with anything yet, so if you have any suggestions, they're very much welcome. But until then, I will just keep it like this because you can actually see the stats anyways. Okay, so besides that, nothing changed. So here, if I press the start button, the battle begins, and then each unit attacks the other one, and a result occurs. Currently, I only have the maximum health displayed here, but I'm actually considering changing this to the current health. The thing is that there will be a point, I don't know in which episode, but I will implement all the animations for the game. And when animations are in the game, you will actually have turns in the battle scene, and then you will not get the results instantly, but instead turns will occur, and then you will see one weapon hitting the other one. Also, because this is not very complex, so to say, like the fight is very simple, you know that A attacks B and that's it. I'm considering to make your units attack either random targets or be able to attack multiple targets, so there will be a strategy element of where you place your units, not just focus on your main target and that's it. And probably that will be the first focus for my next video, because I'm currently working on making this more interactive with the user and more challenging, so there's actually a reason to play the game. Okay, so basically after you pass this view, you press complete, and then if you win, I'm really happy of how this screen turned out. Basically, if you win a fight, you will be able to pick one of many options. Only 3 are displayed, but I will probably have more options like this, and I will make a randomization, and based on the random values, I will display those possibilities. So currently I only have 3. The 3 are reviving a dead ally. This is in the current situation, it is useless because all the 3 units you used survived. So reviving allies counts as nothing because none of your units died. Then you can loot the enemy. Basically, this is a randomization. Out of the 3 enemies, it will give you 1 random weapon from them. And the last one, as the title also suggests here, gather resources. Based on the units you destroyed, you will get some resources that you can later use to craft weapons again. So I will just go, for example, to loot the enemies. And then now if you go to the upgrade screen, right, obviously something has to happen every time you make a video. So in the current situation, I managed to have a null pointer exception. I will have to look into this. I will not currently, but yeah, you have to trust me on this one. It worked. It doesn't anymore. I don't know why, but yeah, whatever. Me from the future here. I managed to fix the issue here. Basically, I forgot to enable one of the views and it didn't get initialized when it should have. So that's why the error happened. Because of that, here's a small example of how it should work. Pressing start, you have won all the battles, complete, loot the enemy, and now if you go into daily activities and your inventory, you can see that you got a random weapon from the enemy. And that's pretty much it. Back to the video. But yeah, basically that's what I worked on. So yeah, let's get back to a view again. Mountain, and then fight like this. Again, as you can see in the mountain, the staff is the stronger, it has a zone bonus, and its damage is increased by 50%. And yeah, all my units won again, and back to this scene. So basically I will have a winner screen. Probably, I don't know yet. I'm still thinking, if you're gonna lose a fight, will the game completely end and have you restart from zero, or you will be able to somehow survive a battle loss? I don't know yet, so I didn't make a screen for that. But yeah, after choosing one of these options, this one at least worked. As you can see, I got some resources. You can again go back to the daily activities. Right. Also, another thing that I implemented, but I wasn't able to show you this time because none of my units died, is basically if your unit dies now, it will actually die forever. Like, unless you revive it. So let's see this time. Yeah, this time my bowman died, and unless I revive it, I will not have it, the item anymore. So basically in this case, I go to gather resources, for example, I go into daily activities, and you can see that the bowman has died and is no longer part of your army. Yeah, you will have to be careful with your units. So yeah, this is pretty much my progress until now on the game. I hope you liked it. I will come back to you with another video in 2 weeks most likely, and then I will most likely have even more things to show in the battle area, because that's where I'm working on now. Until then, please let me know what you think, leave a thumbs up, and please comment on the video because it helps me a lot. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.